Welcome to St. Petersburg Together. I'm your host, Janis Ford. Getting the right skills and experience for a job can be difficult. One organization aimed at helping get people to work is Job Corp. Joining us to tell us how the center works with the local businesses to help the community get to work is Larry Deisler and Carol Glover. Thank you for joining us and welcome back. It's been some time since you've been here. Actually, since you opened, I think maybe a month after you opened. And how long has that been?
It's been, we've had students now 3 years and 1 month. So
wow.
Our grand opening with students arriving was in November 3 years ago.
Wow, that's wonderful. What are some of the key components of the Job Corps? You know, a lot of people want to know, what is it all about?
Sure. Want to start?
Yeah, just to give a broad overview, Job Corps is a vocational training facility for youth and young adults ages 16 to 24. They can come to our facility and get certified in the health vocation or hard trade vocation. They can become a certified nursing assistant, certified medical assistant, medical biller and coder, or pharmacy tech. For our hard trades, they can become a plumber, a carpenter, facilities maintenance, or an electrician. They can also get their high school diploma, their GED, and their driver's license right there on our center. Wow. And the whole goal of Job Corps is to either get them in a career that is geared towards their certification, the military, or college.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this, and I think sometimes this is an often misconception of, do you all accept youth who have had some criminal backgrounds or something like that?
We do, but it's very minimal.
Right.
It would have to be very minimal, because even in the health trades, we have to be very careful of that, and really we can't, because they cannot sit before the certification, before their boards and get certified. And for the hard trades, a lot of businesses that are hiring our students are either working for the government or in the school system, and you can't have any type of background with that.
Okay. I know that we were very excited to get the Job Corps, to becoming one of the Job Corps sites, and we were looking forward to that for many years before you actually came. And I can remember the first shovel of dirt that was done for the groundbreaking.
Those shovels are still hanging at our entrance.
Yeah, that was a wonderful experience to be a part of that. So how are you all doing now?
We're doing very well. The program is almost like a veteran center. I've been in Job Corps for a while, and it's a difficult program to learn as a staff person, because it's like a mini village. So right now we're doing very well. Our grade card is 104% of goal, so we're operating in the top 35 or so in the country, which is very good for a new center. Staff is very solid, and our success rate is pretty much based on our students' successes. That's how we're graded. So we're doing really well. We're at capacity. We have a waiting list of applicants. So.
Okay. And what is the capacity?
The capacity is 237 students.
Wow. That's
so
we
were downsized from the 300 that we were originally contracted for due to the sequestration. And once all those things are sorted out, we have hopes of going back to the 300, but we're at our capacity.
You know, I've been to quite a few of the graduations. I don't think I've missed but one. And it seems like every time I come there, you all have improved the grounds in some kind of way. You're always doing something there. Tell me a little bit about that. So you've added some stuff, haven't you? I know it's beautiful.
We have, and it was a beautiful center to start with. We had a big open space, the back part of our center, from our recreation center. And the students, with the first few groups, we designed the park setting there. So our construction trades for their on-site training, we designed it, and then we put it in place. And we just finished the track and gazebos, exercise stations, the soccer field, the batting cage. But in the main part of the campus, then we've added a little, we call them bus stops, little shelters along the sidewalks, So we continue to evolve, and it creates great working opportunity for the students, and the work we do blends in with the architecture of the whole center. So.
It is absolutely gorgeous there. You all have done a great job of keeping it up too, and I know the students probably have a good involved in that quite a bit. Naturally, the trades that they're in, do they get to practice down there on it?
Yeah, that's who does it. That's who does the work. It's the students who do all the work. Same thing with maintaining. We are a residential program, so all the students live on campus except a handful, and they run the dormitories. There's one staff per floor, so the students maintain the facility, they maintain the whole campus, and that's part of I think the benefit of Job Corps is helping students learn the work ethic, the sense of responsibility, getting along with others, and that's the intangible part of the effect of Job Corps.
Now, Carol, have you been there since the day one?
Yes, I have. And
you have kind of moved around to different titles and what have you in different capacities. Yes. Tell us a little bit about how you have maneuvered through the the maze there, some of your jobs.
I first started out as the career preparation supervisor. Now that's called Career Foundations. Okay. We became a Center for Excellence, and so that department was no more. And Larry Deisler loved me so much that he did not want me to leave.
Okay.
And so I then moved to our social development department. And I was the supervisor over recreation, student government, in the evening activities. And now I am the current business community liaison at Job Corps.
Okay. Now, what exactly does that mean?
The business community liaison?
Yes.
Really, that I'm like an advocate for Job Corps. I make sure that the community is well aware of what's going on in Job Corps, and that we are also serving the community. Okay. I also am making sure that the government, that all of our congressional leaders are also advocates, making sure that we have that bipartisan support for Job Corps, because it's very needed.
Right.
Yes.
Now, you all just recently, we all lost Bill Young, and I know that he was a great advocate for the Job Corps. He was very instrumental in really Job Corps being here in Pinellas County, out in St. Petersburg. And I know that going through some of the the activities and the graduations there, and there is a young lady that developed a special relationship with Bill Young. So can you tell us a little bit about that and how that evolved? I see her every graduation, and she looks like she's just growing and just becoming a wonderful young person. She's almost like a spokesperson for you guys, is that correct?
Yeah.
She is. She has become that, definitely. Yeah.
She came in with the first group of students, our first input. She went through the program. She was a medical billing and coding student. She decided to take advantage of our college program that we offer for the kids who qualify and the young folks who qualify, and she did. So while she was a student, she got her her associate's degree, and she graduated magna cum laude with her associates, and we hired her as our student government advisor about 9-10 months ago, and she's doing really well. Her and Congressman Young hit it off, and kind of a neat story there. We visit Washington with our Student Government Association about once a year, and when they hit it off here, she actually interned at his office in D.C. for a while, and she delivered a picture to him. It was signed by her and had and then he returned the favor. And then they created this relationship, and they stayed in touch, and she's a special young lady.
Yes, she certainly is. Now, I know that for a time there, you all could take some students. Had that
well, when the sequestration hit, yes. It was a process of figuring out then what monies does this big national program have. There's 125 Job Corps centers.
Right.
So part of that process was let's freeze things. Let's take a look at our budgets now. Let's see what we have. So they froze bringing in students for a while just until we knew what we were working with.
Right.
Once that was sorted out, centers received their new contract strength to match the budgets that we were now given. And now we're back to normal within those new contract strengths. So.
Now I know that you all recently traveled to D.C. Was that have anything to do with that, working on the budget and all of that type stuff?
Well, we have a new national director.
Okay.
And we have a new assistant secretary of labor and a new secretary of labor. So part of that, the contractors that operate the Job Corps centers were asked to bring a few of the center directors and community folks to like a leadership meeting.
Okay.
And we met with the new assistant secretary of labor, our new national director. And Grace was a national director about 7 years ago, Grace Kilbane. So it was part of hearing them and dialogue back and forth on where we're going, what's been, what we need to do together to keep moving forward. And while we were there, we visited the Capitol and spoke to congressional leaders. We also met with folks in Bill's office again and like that. So it was a very, very productive meeting, very positive.
So do you foresee any more freezes on accepting kids before you all get to your capacity?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no,
And the
no.
budget?
We're actually asking us to surge a little bit beyond our contract strength, just to help speed up the process of getting us all back to the new capacities. Yes.
Okay. And there are no real budget restraints that you have to deal with?
Not now, not since all the centers were reduced, but we're operating fully at that new capacity.
Okay,
yes.
so you're flush with your budget.
We're flush. Flush is a federal program.
Well, you know, so you're very lucky because
Yes,
there
we
are
are.
some programs that, you know, had to fall by the way.
You know, and it just speaks to the bipartisan support and the effectiveness the Job Corps has. Not just in the community, but in our country, and how we are valued, and we're very fortunate.
Right. Now, Carol, tell me a little bit more about, you all work with different businesses. Do you get apprentices from your students work as an apprenticeship with the local businesses? How have that developed?
Our work-based learning has definitely increased. All of the trades, they have to go through work-based learning, or it would be an apprenticeship or an internship. And the awesome thing about it is that a lot of our students haven't had that experience, so they finally get that on-the-job training.
Right.
And from that, students can be hired. Some of the businesses are so impressive, our students, that they hire them. But another thing that we encourage businesses to do is, if our students aren't up to par, if they're not meeting your standards, let them know that. It's okay to let them go.
Absolutely.
Because they need to have that experience. They need to come back and learn. They hear from us all the time what they should do, but maybe to hear from somebody else,
Right.
you know, it'll have more of an
They're
effect.
in the workforce.
Right. Yeah. But we still need that support from businesses for our health trades and our hard trades. If they want students to come and do internships and training, and we would love to have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you go out and recruit those businesses yourself, or is that someone else there that go out and recruit?
I do part of that, but we actually have a staff person whose specific job is that. And he goes out and he recruits, he makes sure that the businesses, even safety-wise, meet our expectations so that our students can work there. But I do assist in that, just with the networking that I do in the community. I do have a part in that as well.
As well as the vocational instructors,
Right.
the teachers themselves, the experts in the field get involved in recruiting businesses. In each trade, each individual vocational training has their own industry advisory council from the community. So we're always looking for folks that come in and make sure that we're teaching at the level that meets the standards within the industry, because that's constantly changing.
Exactly.
So one of the needs from the community that we have and will always have is keeping that active and keeping folks involved with the center.
Now, do you have any shortfalls as far as getting businesses to come aboard to act as that?
I know the shortfall is the right word. We're always looking for folks who want to come in and participate to come in and participate. And that's an ongoing process. The same with work-based learning. Sometimes folks get so busy that they can't take a student in that moment.
Right.
So we always want to have a variety.
Okay.
And what we try to do with our students is do a two-phase. About 2/3 way through the training, we'll do a 3 or 4 week internship or work-based learning. After that, we'll do a final one. a lot of times that final one gives the business a chance to work with that young person, groom them at no cost to them.
Right, that's always good.
And then you kind of select the person to hire. So we try to make it a really nice link with the community member that's working with our student.
Right. You know, since coming aboard in my new position is working with the summer youth interns and some of the businesses that they're placed in, you know, it's been really wonderful because some of those businesses do end up hiring these students, which is a wonderful experience for them. And how long does it take for one of your, so like if you have a student who's trying to learn the plumbing trade, how long is that program? And how long is it before they are actually placed in with an agency or a business?
Our goal is to place a student quickly when they complete the program. So when a student comes in the very beginning, they'll do a foundation course that's about 2 months long. Then they begin their trade. Plumbing, for example, is a pre-apprenticeship, and they have to have so many hours in the trade in addition to mastering all the competencies within the training of that particular trade. Students work at different paces. If I don't have a need for a high school, I've already had my high school diploma, I'll have more time in trade. If I'm working on my high school diploma, I may be half-time in academics and half-time in the trade, so it may take a little longer. The average, say, in plumbing, about 9 or 10 months that they'll finish the academics, get their reading and math skills where they're really dynamic, and finish the trade, do the internship, and then place them in a job. That's job training match, which is one of our priorities and one of the things we're proud of.
But if a student wants to get another certification under their belt, if they want to be a plumber and they want to have experience as a carpenter, they can also have the opportunity to take a second trade as well.
So how long can they be there at the Job Corps? Because it seems like it maybe take almost a year to get your certification in in plumbing, and if they want to take on another one, are they working on them simultaneously, or you have to complete one and then go into the other?
Then they kind of have to qualify too.
Okay.
So the maximum they can be at a Job Corps center is 2 years, unless you're in the college program.
Right.
So if you're in the advanced training, you get an extra year of eligibility.
Okay. Because, you know, being at the graduations, and I know that a lot of the kids are going to St. Pete College, some of them are going into the military. So if they're going on to St. Pete College, they are no longer in the Job Corps, or they can still be there and live on campus and go to St. Pete College at the same time?
Both.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's great.
Both.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
A lot of students are local, they want to be
Love
home.
that.
Yeah, if they'd rather be at home, and we've gone through the process. The part that you kind of miss not being there with the student from the time they came in. Very few have college in their horizon or on their mind, let alone a job, and really making a living. And to see the evolution of the young folks and say, I can do college.
Exactly.
And then support them through that process and getting the foundation courses out of the way, and then they say, I'm going to college.
Yeah, that's
a whole different.
That's great. That's really wonderful.
Being able to stay on center for that extra year while they go to college, we still, like what Ms. Larry was saying, we still are able to put those support systems around them, because a lot of our students are first generation college students.
Right.
So they still might need that tutoring and that support and that encouragement.
That's wonderful. You know, because I always feel very proud of what you guys have accomplished with some of those kids who come in. And like you say, you know, a lot of them come in and don't think they're going to be college material, you know, and after they get there and they go through certain processes and they get to that point, they have more confidence built in themselves, and they get to the point where, yeah, I'm going to go to college. And like you say, a lot of them are first traditional from families going to college, so that's always great.
And it's part of the also success side of the students. We pursue certifications for them and competencies. In the construction, they'll do the OSHA 300 certification. We'll get the community certifications, which is responding to the community and being a good community member and teaching them how to do that. We'll get them forklift operators, scissor lift operators license. So we get them a whole lot of skills besides just being a plumber or a carpenter.
Right.
Same thing in the medical field. They'll do the phlebotomy, they'll do med tech, and we'll get them a whole variety of other certifications that enhances their life.
And these are very good, some of them are good paying jobs too.
Yes.
They
Yeah,
are.
our average entry wage right now is right around $9.50 an hour, so we're doing pretty well.
What are some of the current highlights of your program now?
We have a lot. There's one that I'm really proud of. I looked at her because
I'll say it. One of them is our community service. Larry, one of the awesome things about him as a director is he has not only a heart for the students, he has a heart for the community. We were almost at 6,000 last year, 5,000
hours of community service.
6,000 hours, and these are hours not our students going during the training day. These are after hours or weekends, and so our goal this year is to actually hit that 6,000, and we will make that in January. And those are our students. I know we've assisted you and
I'm just
several
say
times.
I'm happy to help you reach that goal by involving some of your students in activities that we've had, and they've done an awesome job,
They
and we
do.
really appreciate what you're all giving back to the community. And I will continue to contact you and get volunteers to come out to different activities that we need. So and they've been a blessing for us to,
really
to have
changes
them.
the person.
It does.
Yes,
It
to get them
really
to
does.
see that they're giving back to the community and they get to interact with other folk in the community. Just past in November 9th, your kids were down at the African American Health Forum, and that was a great experience for them. They were really, manning the table, giving out information about the Job Corps. They did a great job, and they had an opportunity to interact with the other vendors there to see what was available, what services are available, and they did a great job.
And the great thing about those opportunities is not only service, but it also teaches them to practice networking because of like what you said, of the different people that they meet, even the owners. We've even had students who've gotten hired off of community service. They've called the center and remembered the student's name and said, I want him or her.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah.
That's the best advertisement y'all can
Exactly.
get.
It really is.
Exactly. So.
Now, what can the community do for you other than, hiring your students and giving them an opportunity to get their apprenticeships in their companies? What is it that you need from the community?
Those are some of the biggest things: hiring them, getting them those internships, providing opportunities for them to do service projects, becoming a part of the industry council, like we were saying earlier, so that we can make sure, like what Larry was saying, that we're training to what they need, and that they can also look at our training curriculum and say, hey, this may be outdated, or this is something that you need to get in now. And then just also support. Come to the center. It's amazing how many people actually, when they come on the center, just like you said, they see the architectural designs and they're so impressed by the students. They have a new light of the center, and that helps them support us as well.
And it's such a vast grounds. I would recommend anybody who go there who wants to do a tour to have on comfortable shoes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like a junior college.
It takes a minute.
It is. It really is. And I mean, it's, I always make a point of calling Anita and telling her to please have the gate unlocked.
the other one, yeah.
But now that Sylvia is opening, I don't know if we're going to be able to
make it work.
We got a side gate there.
Yeah,
we still have
we have to still do that. But it's wonderful to see folks wanting to go on that tour to see all of what you have there to offer, and that's wonderful. Now, how is Job Corps doing on the national level?
Very well. We continue to exceed benchmarks in performance as a national program. We continue to receive tremendous bipartisan support, which is always a big deal for Job Corps because we get funded year to year. And each year we got to continue to show our gray card, demonstrate who we are, and we continue to get that kind of support. So we're up to 125 centers. There's 2 new ones being built, so we're growing. and we're hoping to get back to the 20% that we lost in a year or so when the budgets get figured out.
Okay.
So we're doing well.
Now, how can someone join, enroll in Job Corps, and who can do this?
We actually, Doyle Shutt, he's actually our outreach and admissions advisor, and we're lucky to actually have one on our center. Students can call the center and we can give his information. They can also call me. I give tours a lot as well, and I could connect them with him. They will actually come and they would do an orientation with him. They would fill out an application. They will also do a job training assessment. Our center is awesome, but we only offer 2 vocations. So if there's a young person, they want to do culinary or automotive, we might have to send them to another Job Corps. And with saying that, a lot of that might have made the perception where some people still in Pinellas County might have thought, you know, Job Corps isn't for us. We are. You know, we 50%, probably maybe now a little bit over, maybe almost 60% of our students are right from Pinellas County, Clearwater, St. Pete, Largo. But if we do not have the trade, we would have to send them to another center. And they have to be 16 to 24. And if they meet those qualifications from the application after orientation, they can come in.
Well, you know, that's one of the things that when we were looking at, you know, sites to bring a Job Corps here, and one of the reasons why we wanted to do that was giving the kids, the youth here, an opportunity to be in Job Corps and also be here in their hometown and to do it that way. Otherwise, you know, they've been going out of state and to other Job Corps sites in Florida, but to have this one here in Pinellas County has really been remarkable, because these kids can get an opportunity to stay here. They could either live at home or on campus. That's correct. And that's, we're very fortunate to have the Job Corps here. Now, before you go, let's give us information on your website. What's your phone number? How can someone out there who are watching, if they want to contact you, what's that information?
Well, they can go to PinellasCountyJobCorps.org. My name is Carol Glover. My number is 727-551-2919. And they can leave a message if I'm not there, and I will definitely call them back.
Now, is there a website that they can go to?
The Pinellas County Job Corps. Even if they just Google Pinellas County Job Corps, our website comes right up. Okay. Yes. Is
there anything you want to add before we?
I want to say thank you for giving us the opportunity to be on your show again, and I appreciate you and all your support you provide us and thinking of us when you have events in the community. We really appreciate that.
Well, thank you very much, and I will certainly continue to involve your youth. Like I said, you've been very instrumental in providing a lot of those hours, and we are going to continue to help you get those hours that you need. I want to thank both of you for joining us. It's been a pleasure. And of course, here again is the contact information for the Pinellas County Job Corps Center. I'm Janis Ford. Thanks for watching St. Petersburg Together. See you again next time.